Hey everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late, but as you know, our boy Kanan, we had to lay him to rest earlier, and that's why I'm a little bit late. Just wanted to show y'all a picture of his obituary for those who didn't come because I knew wasn't nobody else going to show up at that funeral, and that was why I came because although he wasn't the greatest person in the world, everybody deserves a little bit of dignity when they are being laid to rest. So, excuse me for being tardy. But anyway, you guys, oh my goodness, power was off the hizzo for nizzo, in the words of our guy Snoop Dogg. Let's jump right into this because I got about a good 45 minutes before I have to get to the gig. And as you can see, I do still have the call-in number posted. So if you guys want to call in, let me know. I have my phone right here. Let me grab my phone. And all you have to do is tell me in the chat section that you want to call in about the show. And I will go ahead and turn the phone lines on. And let me just make sure I got my share on. Okay. So just comment in the chat section if you want to call in and I'll turn the phone lines on for you and we can chat it up about this last episode because we almost done with the season as well. And also check out the top comment in the chat area referring to my Facebook cake decorating page on how you can win a free cake every month on the first of the month if you are in the Omaha area. So everybody come on in, get ready for this good review. Thank you for tuning in. And those who are watching, please make sure you press the like button. Let me know that you were here. Also click the subscribe button to subscribe so that you can get all my live notifications. After you hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell. And that lets you know that you'll be getting all my live notifications the minute I go live. And plus, being subscribed to this channel and to my Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice Facebook page makes you eligible to enter to win that free cake on the first of every month. So, anywho, now just a recap of last week. You know, our guy Kanan, he was killed. I was wondering when it was going to happen. I didn't think how it was happening. I kind of had an idea or thought that maybe Tariq was going to be the one who actually killed him. Although he was there when it happened and he was involved, how it happened, I still thought he was going to be the one for some strange reason. I thought he was going to be the one to take out either Kanan or take out Dre. So, but anywho, Tasha, wonderful plan. Her and Tyreek and Angela, couldn't think of her name. Angela, ghost of the lady per se. They came up with a bright idea to, set up Dre. Although Ghost wanted to, set up Kanan. Although Ghost, he wanted to set up Dre, they was thinking, no, that's not a good idea. We should set up Dre. Plus Tasha, I think she was more cool with Dre because, why I keep saying Dre? I got the two of them in my head. Tasha was more cool setting up Kanan because remember, Kanan, he's the whole reason why all of this is going down with Tyreek, why everything that happened, this domino effect, it was all Kanan to begin with. And then on top of that, when he was sweating her outside Tommy's door, remember that about 4 episodes ago or so? He was threatening her in front of Tommy's door, grabbing her by her arm, trying to hem her up and everything. Thank God Tommy got there in time because ain't no telling what he would have done. But she had a vendetta for him. So, it was a great plan, though. Kanan is out the picture. As far as the gun and everything, it seems like, everybody's safe. That's what it seems like. But as you follow along, in the show, you realize that might not be so true. And all this that they done might have been in vain. Ghost, he's very upset about the fact that Tasha wasn't listening to him. But like Angela said, Ghost, you're pig-headed. Once you get something in your head, in your brain, you go with it. It don't matter what nobody else is trying to tell you. So that's why they went ahead and set up Kanan instead of Drake. Now, Tyreek, at the beginning of the episode, when Tyreek overheard, well, first he was watching the news. He was watching it all go down, on the news. They announcing Kanan's death. They announcing the 4 officers who also were murdered. And then they also mentioned, did you catch that? Where they also mentioned, does the death of Kanan's son, Eric, have anything to do with the death of Kanan? So the police still aren't quite there yet on what does this have, trying to put everything together. They still trying to put everything together. And while Reek is up there listening to the news, he overhears Ghost going off to Tasha and Tommy. And so he comes out and he's like, basically what's going on. And Ghost is upset because they saying they put Tyreek in danger. Tyreek, he goes off and he's like, I'm the one who came up with the master plan. He's the one that came up with the master plan. Tyreek is in gangster training, y'all. He is in gangster mode, gangster training. Following after Ghost's footsteps, although Ghost is not too happy about that, he can't do nothing about it. But this is like the beginning of him truly, trying to follow his father's footsteps. He's setting up murders now. Murders. And keep in mind, when last episode, when Kanan was like, you know what? When he was telling him about him killing his own son, Eric, and Tyreek was like, how could you kill blood? How could you kill someone you love? And Kanan was like, you know what? They say that's how you're a real killer. Once you kill somebody you love, they say that's how you're a real killer. And Reek does also mention that he was the only one who cared about Kanan, and he actually was like probably the last person on earth who cared about Kanan. So I think that kind of set in when, in his mindset, when he was thinking, how can they set up Kanan? But his mouth, man, he kept getting smart with his dad and them, and with Tommy and them, and Ghost was like, show some respect and put some respect on it. This boy's mouth is getting worse and worse every episode, and he's getting really disrespectful, and I don't know. I think he has, for some reason, lost all respect for Ghost. I don't know why, because if it all has to do with him, it seemed like everything turned when he figured out how they really get their money, what they really about, him and Tasha and Tommy, when he really realized that his parents weren't just making money off of truth and investments and things like that. His dad was a gangster and his wife was a gangster's wife. His mother is a gangster's wife, and Tommy is the gangster uncle. I think that's when it all turned, when he kind of lost respect, because he was like, how can I trust my dad and everything? And then with Kanan in his ear, Dre in his ear, he got all these other gangsters in his ear, and it's like it's finally getting to him, and I think he's lost total respect for Ghost. And he tries to take him back to school. I don't know why Ghost thought that Tyreek, I think he was having a gullible moment, a naive moment right there for a minute. If he actually thought Tyreek was going back to that boarding school, he was wrong. Tyreek has a plan, and his plan is to be a gangster. And he's telling his dad, why Ghost is trying to explain to him, the reason why he does what he does, to try to make sure that he don't have to go through all the things they went through growing up. He don't want him to be a gangster. He wants him to get his money the right way, live his life the right way, And he's like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? You wilding out. You acting like you a G now in the streets, running the streets. And I'm trying to prove to you how much I really care about you and why I'm doing what I'm doing. He wants him to teach him the game. I'm like, hold up. He said, teach me the darn game, Ghost. See, no disrespect. I mean, no respect. No respect. Total. He don't even call him dad anymore. Every time he mentions his name, whether it's to Kanan or to somebody else, he calls him Ghost. He no longer calls him Pops, Dad, whatever. Ghost is like, nah, bruh. I'd rather see you dead. I'd rather kill you myself than to teach you the game of these streets. And Tyreek is not giving up, though. He didn't go back to the school. Instead, what he does is with the stash that Kanan had, he still all that stuff that Kanan was supposed to get off, he ends up, meeting with Vincent and the Connect. And convinces Vincent, although Vincent was hesitant at first, he's like, dude, I really don't know you. I don't have no reason to trust you. Although you were with Kanan, Kanan is about to be buried right now. Kanan got 187 and you were sitting right there. Like you were sitting right there. It's all over the news. Everybody knows what went down. They might not know the backstory, but you was there. So why should Vincent trust him? But he convinces him, and Vincent is like, you know what? I'm going to give you one try. We're going to try one try, and we're going to see how it goes. And then I guess we'll, see after that, if he keep him around and if that becomes Tyreek's Connect. So he ditches school and everything, and then also he convinces Vincent to give him a fake ID. At that point, I was like, why did he need a fake ID? Because even if he was trying to get into like, I don't know, like a bar, a club, buy liquor, I don't know. The boy still looks like he's 12, 13 to me. I mean, he looks super young. So I'm like, why he needs an ID? But later down the line, we figure out, why he needed that ID and everything. So I'm like, okay, the adventures of Street Tyreek begins. Now, the DA office, they are still, what's her name? Rodriguez and them was still convinced that Angela had something to do with Ghost and the drug selling and the murders and everything, and that Angela knows more than what she knows, especially when she logged in under Daryl's computer and got the basically got the paperwork from the ballistics and got rid of that so that they could keep them away from Tasha and Tasha's gun. But they still basically like we think that she's still involved. But after Kanan was killed, the gun was found, their boss Tamika, she was like, nah, this is, unless you guys have proof, unless you can give me something rock solid against Angela, we need to leave it alone. It's over. Give it up. We're not going to keep chasing Angela, trying to find some dirt on her, because like she said, if they keep on messing with Angela, she is going to get their butts in trouble and it could backfire on them and they could get in trouble. But Sax, Sax and Mac, they know without a shadow of a doubt that Angela has something to do with this. So they like, you know what? Forget what Tamika said. We gonna ride on and we gonna try to get this girl arrested so that they can get some props. Because right now, they don't know what to do. Tamika don't have their back anymore, and they need some proof. So they try to get it from somebody else. Teresi, they already been on Teresi's neck. They done let him out of prison. He done snitched. He turned into a snitch just so he could get out of prison and be with his wife, in her last days, because she's dying. She's, her health is rapidly, declining. So, he wanted to get out of prison. So what does he do? He tells him that, he'll be a snitch and he'll give him all the inside details of Tommy and Ghost's organization. So, but he's not moving fast enough. So, you know what? They threatening him and everything, and they telling him, dude, you is not giving us any information that we requested. What about the info on Angela? You know, you said there was a lawyer involved, and he's like, yeah, but Tommy never told me which lawyer it was. So how can I give you Angela's name if, you know, he didn't tell me, you know, who it was? And so they basically telling him, if you don't give us any information, ASAP, not ASAP, like yesterday. If you don't give us any information, we're going to show all these. I mean, they got pictures, they got video surveillance of him, you know, speaking with the DA, the cops, and everything. And once people find out that he with the feds, for one, they're going to put him back in prison. For two, once they find out he with the feds, you already know what's going to happen. He going to be put to sleep, like, quick. Probably moments after he arrived back in the prison, because regardless if he gives them any information or not, for them to know he was speaking with the feds and he got out on a premonition to be a snitch, he is going to be put to sleep with the fish. And so he's like, okay, I got you. You know, my wife, her health is declining, like he said. She's on hospice. He just needs a little more time. So he's kind of like trying to just drag it out because his wife, he knows she only has moments left to live. And he wants to make sure that he's out long enough to be there for her when she dies. At least that's what he hopes. Now, Teresi's friend, he is wondering also why Teresi is so slow about getting at Tommy, his son. And he's, you know, telling Sammy also at the same time, you know, I just need a little time. I'm not going soft, like he called him. He's going soft. You know, he's going along with the plan. He's sticking with the plan, even though Sammy, he doesn't know at that point that Teresi's lying to him. Teresi has a plan of his own. The whole thing unfolds, you know, throughout this, you know, basically when they was like, they titled this, There's a Snitch Among Us. They titled this that, but in reality, Teresi had no intentions of snitching on his son. No intentions. The only intentions he had was to get out of prison and to hang out with his wife and be there for her, you know, while she's slowly dying. So Proctor, that's somebody else that the feds is trying to get information from. But Proctor, even though Mac and Sax is on his neck as well, you know, to get more information for them so that they can get to Angela, he's not coming up with any information either. They tell him, you know, if you want to hang out, if you want to stay out of jail, you better give us some information. We need information. They is desperately trying to take down Angela. They is desperately trying to take down Ghost and Tasha because they know all this, everything that happened to involving Ray and the gun and the ballistics report and Angela logging in on her co-worker's computer, you know, going behind their backs to get information to deter them from Tasha and her gun. They know that they are involved and they got something. Tamika told them to back off. They still pulling straight forward, full speed ahead. So they tell Proctor, you know what? We got all these pictures. Same thing with him. Same thing with him. They trying to get him the same spiel they giving to Teresi. And he's like, okay, if I wear this wire, if I go to St. Patrick and wear this wire and get this information, will y'all finally leave me alone? And they're like, yeah, sure. You know they lying. You come on now. They the popos, they the feds, you know, they lying. And he ain't stupid. He goes to see Ghost and he meets him at Truth. And Ghost is like, what you doing here, you know, in the middle of the day? You know, do you need a room to conduct some business with some clients? And Proctor's like, nah. And he kind of, you know, has a little small talk with him. But he's basically trying to get, in so many words, he's trying to give him hints Ghost hints that, he's there, and it's not for a friendly conversation or a client, to attorney conversation. And he's telling him, giving him hints, I'm not your lawyer anymore. They took my license, and, once I got my license back, you never paid me anything. You didn't put any money down. You didn't basically hire me back. And Ghost is like, oh, if that's all you want. I mean, again, Ghost having another gullible, naive moment. Because while Proctor is sitting there, Ghost is like, you seem kind of nervous. Like he wasn't getting the energy at all. So he finally tells him, he grabs a piece of, tissue or whatnot, and he writes on there, I'm wired. Ghost immediately gets upset, but he can't do what he wants to do. Like Ghost wanted to tear into him, but he and did you see where he slapped him with his tie? He got up and took his tie and slapped him with it. I'm like, oh wait, Lord, you better hope you get out of there, Proctor. But Ghost, he went along with it. He fed all the information through the wire to the feds to make it seem like he has nothing to do with nothing. He don't know about nothing. And all the information they wanted on Angela, he didn't give them any dirt, didn't give them anything. And so finally, Proctor was like, so you know anything? Nothing. So there's no reason why we should be even having this conversation. Why, and so basically the feds, they had nothing. They got nothing from Teresi. They got nothing from Proctor. And after that, when he rips the wire off of him, Proctor, I don't know. I don't know about your future, son. I really don't know about your future. Because although you didn't snitch, and you try to convince Ghost that you wouldn't have told him about the wire if that you were going to get him in trouble, the streets, the way the streets is, even a potential snitch could get caught. If they can catch you up that easily and put a wire on you and make a few threats and put a wire on you, who's to say they can't do it again? So I don't know about his future. Y'all let me know what y'all think might happen to Proctor. The season is almost over, so I don't know. Y'all think he's safe or not? I don't know. I can't say right now. But after, he roughed him up and everything and went off on him, he was telling him basically, you know what, I got your back. I work for you. I think Proctor is more than just an attorney to Ghost. He is more like, I wouldn't say family, but kind of on a friend level, more than associate, more than a lawyer with him. So he really have his back, and I really don't think that he, would want any harm to come to Ghost. Besides, I mean, all the money he was making off of Ghost, I mean, the retainer alone, just to have his services to keep Ghost, under the radar. So I don't know if that has something more to do. I don't know. But you know what? Everybody got to get their coins. So Proctor, he tells him about Angela. You know what? The real person you need to keep your eyes on is Angela. Ghost, another naive, gullible moment. Why should I not trust Angela? Ghost is still in love with Angela. I think if given the opportunity, he would totally leave Tasha after all this is done and over with. The gun, his son being cleared, nobody got to go to prison for murder, Kanan being taken out. I think if given the opportunity, he would go with Angela and be with Angela and try to live happily ever after. I really do. But he's like, don't trust her. The feds, they're on her. They trying to convince her to basically do what they try to convince Proctor and Teresi to do. Basically get him turned in. And Ghost has a lot to think about. He don't know. Should I trust Angela? Should I, he don't know what to do. He has to think about his family. He has to think about Tasha. He got to think about Tariq. I mean, if Angela falls for the bait, in order to save her own tail from going to prison. That can mean Ghost, Tasha, and Tariq all going to jail. Tariq might have murdered them, but Ghost and Tasha, they all, was in part of the conspiracy and trying to cover it up and everything, let alone all the other crimes that's going to lead back to Ghost. All the drugs and all the money laundering and all that da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So, Ghost has a lot of things to think about like that. And he's like, should I decide? Should he take a loss for himself or for his family? So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that dude. But anyway, Angela, she has a conversation with Dre because earlier in the show, Dre, he lost his position to what's this guy's name? Cristobal. He lost his position to Cristobal. Now Cristobal is over him, and now he has to report to Cristobal. And it's all because, Alicia, her brother's head got delivered in a box. Her brother Diego's head got delivered in a box. So she's trying to figure out, who did what? How did this happen? Dre, my brother is, he's under you and he comes up dead. And Dre is like, you know what? We just got to figure out, how this happened, who set this up and everything. And she's like, no, I'm not having that. This was my brother. You are no longer in charge. And when she puts him under Cristobal, he's like, all right, cool. He meets up with Cristobal, and after Alicia elevates him over Cristobal, and Dre made a decision, basically, I'm just gonna, play this off. I'm just gonna, act like I'm okay with everything, although he's not. Deep down inside, he's not. He's angry. He's pissed off. And you see that after, their meeting is over. And so when he goes to Angela's office, to her house, and she's all shocked and scared when she comes out the door because Dre is crazy. They all crazy. Dre, Ghost, Kanan, Tommy, they all crazy. I don't know who the craziest is. I would probably want to go with Tommy. I'll take Tommy for 1,000. But he shows up at her house and he talking about blackmailing her and everything, and she's like, blackmail? Basically she's like, you can't blackmail me. And she gives him another proposition so that she could offer him some protection if he helped her get Diego's sister Alicia, and who's also going to be with Cristobal. So she's going to get two people in one. You know what I'm saying? Killed two birds with one stone. And Dre at first was like, how can you protect me? If I snitch, if I say anything, come on. Snitches get stitches. They all know the code. Dre, for some reason, is like, he's so mad at Alicia for, putting Cristobal over him that he's like, you know what? I'm going to get both of them. And she's offering him some protection. I don't know if it's going to work because Alicia and them, that's one cartel. I wouldn't want to snitch on them. I have to be like, what, if I got family or anybody that's might, I'll take the fall. Whatever happens, and I just hope for the best. Pray to God for the best. But he's like, yeah, okay, I'll help you. And so later on, Alicia's house get raided. Cristobal is there. And so, that's a win for Angela. That's one win. And she thinks that it's over. Okay, we got proven that, Kanan, per se, so they thought, killed Ray, the dirty cop, and Tasha and them was all off the line, Angela is off the line, so she believes, and Ghost, and Reek is off the line, so she believes. So she's all happy, and they celebrating, because they have a win and everything. And while they're celebrating, she notices that, Sax and Mac, they look kind of suspicious, like they up to something, So of course, being she's a detective, her senses, her radar goes off, and she's like, what are they up to? She goes to find out that they're up to her. They are trying to First of all, there's a snitch that they know about, that they have, and they're trying to put all the pieces together. She finds all the pictures and everything. She's in some of the pictures, and she's like, what the heck? So she approaches them like, what's going on? You know what? Who's your snitch? Y'all have a snitch all this time and y'all didn't tell me? Like, who's your snitch? And when they tell her that it is Teresi, she's like, no, Tommy's dead. That's how he got out of prison. I know that's the first thing she was like, that's how he got out of prison. So Tommy is going to, and she's like, okay. First of all, she has no idea how much Tommy has told his dad, how much he's told him about the organization, if he's told her anything about Angela, because they already know it's an attorney. But Teresi said, Tommy never told him who the attorney is. So she's like, oh no, I need to let Ghost know. I need to let Ghost know like ASAP. And so she lets Ghost know. And Ghost, he was like, man, you know what? I knew something was up. I knew he was a snake. I mean, come on. The dude got out of prison. Don't nobody know why he got out of prison. And he really didn't say, how he got out of prison. He even told Tommy, basically, his attorney. He had a dirty attorney who was working his cases and working other people's cases. But I don't remember seeing anybody else getting out of prison early. So, hey, they should have figured it out. But finally, Ghost is like, okay, we got this. We just need to let Tommy know. And Angela's like, yeah, you need to be the one to let Tommy know. But Ghost, he knows that Tommy might not believe him, because Tommy already knows that when Teresi was first getting out, Ghost was already, feeling some type of way. If you remember that, Ghost was feeling some type of way, and he was asking him like, what's going on? Ghost didn't put two and two together, but, when he found out he was his dad and everything, it didn't make sense for him to be supposed to be receiving all that time and he gets out, over a so-called dirty DA. So he approaches Vincent, the Connect. And he approaches him and he tells Vincent, what's went down, basically what's could potentially go down, because Vincent could be involved as well in any of the information that Teresi might have gathered. I mean, we're talking about a whole business, a multitude of businesses, from Tommy to Tasha, to, let's not forget, Tasha's friend Keisha. She was also in on the conspiracy as well, when she was, basically an alibi for Tasha and Tariq. So a lot of people's lives will be endangered if Teresi has given the right information to anybody. So Vincent is like, okay, cool, I do it. So he meets up with Tommy and has Tommy come in, and he's telling Tommy, what the deal is. We know who the snitch is, and it's your pops. Basically, it's your pops. He just put it out there, and Tommy's still thinking, no, it's not my pops. It got to be somebody, in your joint, in your organization. And he's like, nah, it's your pops, and we need you to kill him. And he's like, no, hold up. That's my family. That's my pops. As far as he is concerned, Tommy, his dad done got out of jail. He done made him believe, now that he's out of jail, he was never the perfect father. Never. And Tommy's mom basically raised her himself, because his dad was nowhere to be found. But he's still, that's my pops. That's my family. And so Vincent, he shows him pictures and everything of him with the feds and everything. And Tommy, that was all the proof he needed. Although he's still like, I can't kill him. I can't put the man down. That's my dad. And Vincent said, well, you know what? You got two choices. You either gonna end up in prison If you don't take care of your dad, if you don't take care of Teresi, you're going to either end up in prison. Now, you know what's going to happen to you in prison. You're going to get put to sleep. You're going to put to sleep, all the way to sleep. And he's like, so, it's either prison or dead. But either way, you're going to be dead. And did you catch that? He was basically telling him, if you don't go to prison and die in prison, you still going to be dead. So that means there's going to be a hit out on Tommy if he don't turn his dad in and put his dad to sleep instead. So Tommy, he gets the message loud and clear. Clear as day, he gets the message. And then he was telling them basically, you know what? When he told Teresi's, he told him a lie. And basically, when he was talking to his dad, remember when, and I had almost forgot about this. Tommy had killed his girlfriend. So when Tommy hooked up with his dad, he had told him basically, how'd you get out of jail? How'd you get out of prison? He gonna reiterate again the reason or how he got out of prison. It was a dirty, attorney. He was dirty. He worked my cases, and they fired him and they let me out. And Tommy was like, no, that ain't quite what happened, is it? And Teresa like, yeah, it did. That's what happened. That's what happened. He's like, no, because from what I heard was, it was a whole different reason why you got out of prison. And Teresa is like, who you been talking to? And Tommy was like, no, the real question is who you been talking to. And Teresa, he was like, he finally confessed. And he finally told Tommy, the real reason that he got out of jail. But he told him, he was like, son, I'm sorry. I really wasn't going to snitch on you, and he was like, I have the utmost respect for you. You was the best son in the world. I think he's like pleading his case right now because he knows after this, he's basically going to be walking the green mile to his death. He knows. I mean, he's like, either he going to hand me over to Vincent or he's going to, help me to escape. It's one of the two. But he did not think that Tommy was going to be the one to handle that situation. So he's like, if you're going to take me to Vincent, and he's like, no, I'm not taking you to Vincent. I'm taking you to see your wife. And that is when Teresi realizes, what time it is. That is when he realizes that that moment when he told his wife what was going on and she was laying there, she's on hospice, she's dying. That could be hours, that could be days. Anybody know about hospice, you never know when they're gonna go. And the music they was playing after he was walking out from, visiting her, it was like, I'm telling you, it was like he knows that he's walking the green mile. Like, this is it. He told his wife he loved her. She said, are you going to turn him in or are you going to snitch on him? He said, no, I'm not going to snitch on him. The only reason why I got out was because of you, so that I could see you because you was sick. And so they up there, they giving each other like the last love that they could ever give each other, hugs, kisses, da 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 da. And when he walks out of the hospital, it was like a sense of emotion. Like, Tommy knows what time it is. He knows what he got to do. He takes him to his house. And while Teresi is gathering things up and everything, he's telling him one last time, like, I love you, son. You're the best son in the world. I couldn't ask for a better son. But Tommy in return is like, you know what? I might be a good son, but you was never a good dad. And he just pops him right there. Pops him right there. And that scene when he went back home and he told his mom, you know, Mom, you was right. You was right about him. You was right. Hey, little Pat, I see you checking in. Little Rello, you out of school? Because it's 3:23. Is you out of school? Why you peeping in? But when he was laying there with his mom and telling his mom, you know, what happened, and he was like, you right. His mom, she didn't, you know how some of us are, some of our moms. I told you so. I knew it. You should have listened. Da 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 da. No, she just held him like, you know, like he was a baby. Just held him and, you know, tried to, you know, comfort him and console him because he still killed his dad, regardless if his dad deserved death or not. A snitch gets stitches. It's a snitches get stitches. That's just how it go. That's the street. That's how you know a true gangster. Like Kanan said when he was talking to Tyreek, a real gangster, a real killer. You know if they truly a real killer, if they kill anybody you love. And he killed his dad. And I don't know if he truly loves his dad, but I think he had that forgiveness in him and he wanted things to work. He wanted their relationship to be close, and that's the whole reason why they were hanging out all the time. And so I really, really like that moment. Now, as far as Angela, how they set her up. Angela, she's falling off because she didn't catch it either. She didn't catch it. But when they had told her who the snitch was, they had already planned that, or should I say, they had already foreseen that Angela was going to run with the information that they had told her about the snitch. They didn't know if it was going to come back that she knows more than she knows or that she was involved. But when they found Teresa's body and they found him dead, they already knew. Because the only person who they told who the snitch was Angela. Once they told Angela, Angela told Ghost, Ghost told Vincent, Vincent told Tommy. I mean, it's the circle. All the people that they think is involved, I mean, it's just like a domino effect. He's dead. They know she has something to do with it, so they telling her. They got her cornered. Tamika, Sax, Mac, all of them. And they basically tell her, we know you got something to do with them. We know you involved. You need to just give up the information. Give us the name of all the associates. Give us the name of everybody involved. And you will not get in trouble. She has a lot to think about. Because although her and Ghost are not in a relationship anymore, like I said about Ghost, Ghost did not want to believe that Angela would turn on them because he still loves her. Angela still loves Ghost. So, we don't know what's gonna happen right now. The end of the season is already over. I mean, almost over. I think we have. Is it one episode left? I think we have one episode left. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen in this. Is she gonna? I mean, I can't see Angela flipping, but I don't know. I think they're gonna come up with a master plan because when I was watching the previews of the next episode, they seemed like they were trying to put their heads together to come up with a master plan. So I'm hoping that they figure out something because this DEA department and these sergeants, they is not playing around with Angela, and it's either gonna be her or it's gonna be them all, or she is going to snitch and get her butt out of hot water. Now, Tyreek, his butt. I'm a little worried about Tyreek. Although he's trying to follow in his father's  and be a gangster. He got this ID. Remember at the beginning, he got the ID. Vincent hooked him up with somebody who makes great IDs. And for the ID, like I said, I didn't know what he wanted it at first for. I'm like, is this boy trying to get in a bar? Is he trying to buy liquor? I mean, trying to get in some clubs, some underground organization. I couldn't figure it out at first. But when he got that ID and had it put in Eric Stark's name, brilliant. This is the mind of a gangster in training. This is Ghost 2.0. Y'all watch out. Watch him work. This is Ghost 2.0. And I think Tyreek is actually going to be worse. Like, way worse than Ghost himself. They done all together raised a monster. Him, Tasha, Tommy, Kanan, Dre. They done raised the monster. I don't know what they gonna do with him. I can foresee that him and Ghost really getting into it. Now, this is my mind. Just jumping ahead. Maybe next season, I can see Tyreek moving up in the game. I don't think Ghost will know, though. I think Tyreek is going to, discreetly be moving up in the gang in the drug world. And he will have people working under him. This is what I foresee. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole situation with Tariq and him, going to Vincent and getting some work and, basically trying to be under Vincent and do what Kanan was doing for him with the drugs and everything. But yeah, I see him and Ghost possibly going at it head to head. Like, I don't know. You got to keep in mind that message that Kanan told Tyreek. A real killer, a real gangster, they not tested. They not tested until they kill somebody that they really love. So y'all keep that in mind, because just like Tommy told his dad when he found out he was the snitch, he told him, as far as snitches too, his girlfriend, he was trying to explain, how he got that ring that was around his neck, on that chain. And he was telling him, I never told you the story about this ring, but it was a lady really, really close to me, a really close friend. She betrayed me and she's no longer around. In so many words. Again, a real killer, a real gangster, they don't get tested till they kill someone that they love. And Tommy loved the floor she walked on, the ground she walked on. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode, what y'all think might happen in the finale. Let me know your thoughts on Tyreek and his relationship now with his dad, because like I said at the beginning of this live, I think Tyreek has totally lost all disrespect from Ghost. That's just what I'm getting from the way that he was talking to him and, being disrespectful and raising his voice and getting smart. And, so y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you think about Angela. Do you think that she will be involved in the takedown? Or do you think she is going to help them out once again? Help out Tasha and Ghost and herself. Keep in mind, she's involved herself, so she has to save her ass too. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode. I thought it was hot. It was fire. I was like all over it. Like, hey, I even watched it like 2-3 times. No lie, I watched it several times. But I'm like, dang, did I miss something? I need to go back. Hold up, anywho. But so let me know what y'all think about the video. Make sure if you did not click the like button on the way in, make sure you click the like button on the way out. If you are not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, share the video. Share it to your friends, your family, your co-workers. Share. And keep in mind, the first comment in the chat is from me. I always put that comment there first so everybody can see it and know where it is right away if you got to revert back to it. But make sure you go to my cake decorating page, Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice. I am not only a YouTube commentator, but I am actually also a professional cake decorator. So make sure you check out my Facebook page, and the link is there. Mainly because, oh, excuse me, I need something to drink. Throat dry from talking all the time. But mainly because those of you who live in my area, in the Omaha area and the surrounding area, You already know I do free cake giveaways on the first of the month, every single month. You have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, and you have to be subscribed to my cake business page on Facebook. So head over there and click like on that Facebook page. And as long as you subscribed here too, then you can enter every month on the first of the month. Send me a number 1 through 100 to be eligible to enter into the drawing. But in the meantime and in between time, I need to get to the gig, y'all. I need to get to the plantation so I can make my coins. So Primetime Squad, in the meantime, you know how we do. Until we meet again, make sure you stay safe. Make sure you be blessed by being blessed and making sure you're being blessed. Treat everybody good. Treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And goodness will come back to you. So, I'm out.